Hello everybody. It's been 5 days since my last video, and with a gap like that I better come back with something good, you know, something tasty, something you want to see. And I bet you agree, and you're saying, yes John, show us something good. And you are. You're showing me the Acura NSX that came out a couple months ago, but that's the problem. It came out a couple months ago, and as great as it is, we've already seen it. Plus, to add insult to injury, you're showing the basic version when you could be showing the Super Treasure Hunt. That's true, but I don't have the Super Treasure Hunt. Plus, I think this one might be a little better looking than the Super Treasure Hunt, but that's another time. This video is not about that Acura. It's about this Acura. This is the brand new for 2016 Hot Wheels Custom 2001 Acura Integra GSR. It is probably the most anticipated model of the upcoming F-Case, which will be released this week, and we'll be doing a case report. Well, maybe this one is the most anticipated, but I guess it just depends who you are. But we are going to open this one up, have a look-see, see what you think, and preview a little bit. All right? Okay, here is the Acura NSX again. This is definitely the year of Acura. We could definitely go from that angle when we're talking about it, because this particular model, which obviously is also a Super Treasure Hunt, will have a companion model a little bit later in the year when the 2017 Acura NSX is released. We could go obviously to the Acura NSX concept, which was released a couple of years ago. In this color we saw, I don't remember which line or how long ago it was. Might have been a couple of years. And we can definitely say, yeah, there's a lot of Acuras in the lineup, and that's interesting for sure, especially when it comes to the NSX. But I think when you're talking about the Integra, instead of reminding me more of that, I think more of cars like this. Like the 1990 Honda Civic, done by designer Ryo Asada a couple of years ago, and one of my favorite, definitely in teal. And it also could remind you of maybe this, which is the Honda S2K, the S2000. This was designed also by Ryo Asada. It's right there on the windshield. A few years ago when he was still designing for Matchbox before he moved over to the Blue brand. And this has always been one of my favorites, this racing kit version of the Honda S2000. So you look at those and you look at that era and you see that appreciation that you're seeing that you see that appreciation among the designers, and definitely in the car culture. Cars from this era, the 90s and the early 2000s, are hot right now. So it comes as no surprise that this one was also designed by Ryo Asada. And he's now the resident expert, I think, on cars from this era. You call it a custom. That's what it says on the card. And that's because there's probably a little bit of a racing kit, some sort of body kit on it. And I am not 100% familiar with, I mean, I know Acuras, but I don't know what makes this a custom and what doesn't. Maybe that front grille a little bit. But this is a good looking car, and it looks good in yellow. There's one problem though. Not with the casting, not with anything else. It's just that once I open it, I can see little nicks, and I don't know if you can see next to my thumb, paint off of there. If you look down here, after I opened it, I found a little chip of paint, and that seems to happen a lot with yellow Hot Wheels models. And I don't know what it is about that paint, but it tends to chip a lot. I'll find another version, obviously, when it hits the pegs, and I will do the best I can to keep one preserved. But that's my only complaint, is the paint, and we can get around that. Other than that, I think this is a fantastic model. I love doing cars from this era. It's the era I grew up in. Friends driving these cars, so it takes me back to high school and college. But obviously there's a lot more to that than just the nostalgic of some old blogger who's on YouTube. So anyway, love this car. I'd love to hear what you think about it down in the comment section. Let me know, and we can do more features like this. We've got this little turntable now. The next one will probably be the Aston Martin. So look for that soon. Talk to you later.